So this video is called Packing for Iceland as a Photographer, and I actually filmed this episode yesterday, but I realized last night when I was looking through it that I forgot some really important things. So I'm redoing it today, but I'm heading to Iceland today, so I don't really have time to do it right now because it's 3 in the morning and I've got to get to the airport to catch my really early morning flight. So let's run off to Iceland, and then once I get to Iceland, I'll do my packing tips for Iceland video. So let's go. Remind me next time I have the option of a 6:30 flight, meaning a 2:30 in the morning wake up call, or a flight midday, to pay the extra $50 for the midday flight. I'm so tired. I'm through security, still no beep through security in history. Love that record. And I'm flying with EasyJet today to Reykjavik, and I guess I should get going. Should go to the gate. Just made it to Iceland. Let's go see if Jeff's around.
Once again.
That is definitely the fastest I have ever gotten through like immigration. I literally got off the plane, walked down the runway and to the immigration office, and then handed them my passport. They stamped it and passed me through. Less than a minute to get to this point. I'm meeting my buddy Jeff, who runs these workshops with me. Right now he's picking me up, and he just sent me a message that says, let's go shoot. So basically we've just touched ground and we're going straight to shooting, which will be fun. The weather is actually not bad. There's no wind, which is cool, and still some decent light even though it's a couple hours after sunrise. So we're gonna go shoot something, and then I'm gonna get into this little guide on how to pack for Iceland. My boy Photo J Bartlett's over there. If you haven't followed Jeff on Instagram, go do it right now. Also follow Ivan over here. Ivan's helping us lead this tour as well. I'm gonna put both their Instagrams in this video. This is a really cool scene that we just rocked up to. I lost my filter holder, so I gotta buy a new one, but I'm still gonna get some shots of this somehow, because check it out, so cool.
Again.
You won't die if you stand there, I promise. So we're here shooting, and since get out there. You'll be. It's a little bit sketch. So we're out shooting, and since I don't have my filter holder, it's just really not working for me. So I'm gonna show you Jeff's photo instead. Jeff's he's pulling out, so I'm gonna go there. No, it's really sketch out there, but what we were trying to do, or what Jeff's trying to do, is you've got this really nice bay in here, and then you've got like this part of the cliff that's reaching out here, and he was gonna go stand there, but it is super sketch. But it's a really beautiful image, even without a person out there. And guys, it's just not worth dying to get an epic photo. I think we're gonna bail on this location. I'm gonna take you guys back to the hotel. We're going back to the hotel, y'all. No, we're gonna go back to the hotel, and I'm gonna do this packing guide for Iceland. forgot how cold it gets in Iceland. Did a bit of a change clothes, a little bit of a wardrobe change to get a little bit warmer gear on, and I'm here at the hotel now, and I'm going to do my packing guide, finally. I know, like, you're probably used to YouTube channels if you're showing up from like a search. You're used to YouTube channels that it's just straight up, but this is a vlog, so that's how things go. This is everything I packed to Iceland. And if you know this channel and you know me, you know I travel with everything I own. That's not the case in Iceland because I ditched some stuff at Jodie's house, my girlfriend's house in England, and really just brought the essentials for a 10-day photography trip in Iceland. So this packing list is going to have a photography angle to it for sure, but I think that everybody that travels to Iceland has a bit of a photography angle. Everybody's bringing a bit of camera gear. On the other hand, if you're a photographer and you only care about what camera gear I'm bringing, come back to this point in the video at this time and it'll be the camera gear section. I'm gonna start this video with the clothing and stuff like that. So let's get it all unpacked again and I'll show you what I brought. Okay, I'm gonna sit down for this for comfort reasons. This is everything I brought in terms of clothing. And you'll see that these little packing bags here, if you guys don't have packing bags or packing cubes, they're so good. They just make your life so much easier because you can like organize a little bit better. And then when you get to hotels, you can literally just take the packs out of the bag and then set them on the floor. I kind of want to be clear about something with clothing for Iceland. You don't need anything special. In terms of what you're wearing on the inside, you can wear jeans, you can wear t-shirts. That's not really important. Iceland's all about layering. It's not super cold here. Even in the middle of winter or October right now, it's like maybe lows of 2 degrees at night, Celsius, and highs of like 10. So it's cold, but it's not really like minus 15 type cold. It's just the wind that gets you. So what's really smart in Iceland is to buy clothing that maybe has fleece or down layers to it or regular clothing to put underneath, and then to have shells on the outside to stop that wind, because it's not really the cold that gets you here, it's the wind. So everything I'm packing, and then I'm just gonna put it back in my bag. This is my Eddie Bauer bag. This is a massive bag. You don't need a bag this big for 10 days in Iceland. This is just all I had. Jacket-wise or outerwear, I have this jacket by Eddie Bauer that's a really nice fleece. It's fleece and then it's also got some down. It's not windproof though, so this works really well on the inside of my windproof shell just to keep warm. So a jacket like this is really, really handy to have. What's in my pockets? There's a passport in my pockets. This is what I was wearing earlier on the video. I travel in that lot. I'll go back in the bag. I have another sweater that's a really light one that I can also wear on other days. This is a down jacket by Eddie Bauer, and this is a windproof shell. And that's all I'm bringing for outerwear at the top anyway. And the cool thing about these Eddie Bauer jackets, these windproof ones, is that I think any Eddie Bauer jacket almost, is you can always stuff them into their own pocket. So for travel, for packing, you can just like stuff them within themselves and it saves a lot of space. That huge jacket I was just wearing stuffs down to the size of like a softball, which is awesome. So that's the blue one. That's the yellow one. If you guys are photographers or you want really cool photos of yourself in them in Iceland, I think it's really important to buy or bring clothing with you that stands out in nature, that contrasts well. So Iceland's really green and it's really yellow. So colors to wear for clothing, reds are fantastic in Iceland, they really stand out, as do blues. And oranges are okay as well. So that's my tip. Lower wear, I have sweatpants that are packed in here. I also have jeans, and I also have like 4 pairs of shorts, and I'm just gonna wear these wind and water resistant pants over top of them. They're like a shell. Unless it's really cold, most days I'm probably just gonna wear shorts and then the shell thing underneath them. It's more important again to keep the wind off your legs. That's what's gonna be, you know, cold. And since these are water resistant as well, these will go right over my boots. And gum boots are super important in Iceland. If you're not hiking, you might not think they're that important, but the reality is everywhere you walk in Iceland is wet. even you'll be going like through a field and it'll seem super tame, it's gonna be wet. The ground is just super saturated here, so you could get waterproof hiking shoes as well. If you are a photographer, I highly recommend gum boots, rubber boots, wellies, whatever you call them, because you can stand right in creeks or rivers or really marshy ground and your feet will stay dry. Again, in Iceland it's not super cold, you just gotta try to stay dry and you gotta keep the wind off you. So gum boots will really help you do that. I'm gonna pack those into the bottom of my bag. Gloves are super important in Iceland as well, and if you can find wind and rain resistant ones as well, they'll be awesome. These are specifically photography gloves by a company called, what are they called? Valorette, and you know what? I'm actually gonna build a blog post. There'll be a link in the description of this video that'll have a list of everything I'm packing in this video so that you guys don't have to just hear me say things and then search them. You'll be able to find them that way. These gloves are by a company called Valorette. They sent me these like a couple days ago, to be honest, and we're just like, test out these gloves, see if you like them. They're built for photographers, and the reason they're built for photographers is because they have a finger that you can bend out and then this snaps through like that so you can work your camera. And today already I was using it vlogging and it's really nice. These gloves are fantastic. Definitely want wind and water resistant gloves for Iceland. This is just toiletries. There's my razor, which I haven't used recently, and like deodorant and toothbrush and stuff like that back in the bag. This bag's underwear and socks, and I'm not gonna obviously show you all my underwear and socks. What I am gonna say is socks are so important for Iceland. I'm here for 10 days, so there's 10 pairs of underwear, but I've got 20 pairs of socks. Because socks, they can get wet in Iceland really quick. You can just burn through socks here. Yeah, and you don't want wet feet. So I've got extra socks. I've also packed like some really nice and kind of expensive hiking socks, which are really good for Iceland if you are doing some hiking and walking. And we are doing that on this trip. So underwear and socks. Again, these are clothing, just t-shirts and pants. Honestly, for Iceland, the thing you guys need to know is that the clothing isn't really as essential as you might think it is. Just be sure to get outer shells that are wind resistant and water resistant, and you'll be totally fine. Everything else, it's all about layers. Putting on a nice t-shirt, and then a light fleece, and then maybe a bigger down if you need it, and then a windproof shell if you need it. And then you can always remove those layers. That's all packed away. Let's get into the camera gear. This is all my camera gear. Is it all I own? It's basically all my camera gear because I feel like in Iceland you basically need it all. So I'm gonna start and just with the lenses and bodies and stuff like that. And I just realized that the most important part of the kit is filming this video. So I'll flip this around and show you guys from my phone. Filming the video is the Canon 6D. That's my main camera, that's my DSLR. And then there's a Rode Video Micro. I use that for my vlog. It's usually on my vlogging camera, but it's right now happening. There's an L bracket as well on the 6D. And then that's a 14mm lens. I'm gonna use that mostly to shoot like stars or hopefully northern lights. And that's my tripod. You can see the video. I'll put the video in the, like a link to the video in there. And this is my tripod. This is Winston. You can see the video for Winston up here. There'll be a link to my review on Winston, but Winston's an awesome landscape photography tripod. And then now back over here, I totally just realized that you can't film everything if something's filming. Back over here, the other lenses I'm bringing, this is a 70 to 200mm. A lot of people, when they shoot landscapes, they think, let's go big and let's get wide, let's get everything into the frame. I actually shoot my 70 to 200 in landscapes more often. This is going into my bag. This bag is a Manfrotto Mover 50 that I just bought. Again, there's also a review to this bag on my channel that I'll link below. This bag is awesome. I'm really a fan of it. There's a couple shortcomings to it, but for the most part, I'm a fan. This is my 16 to 35mm. I use this lens more than any other lens. I absolutely love this lens. This is the f4 version. And then I have a 50mm, and I was going back and forth of whether I should bring it. I don't think I'll shoot it, but I did feel like I needed a bridge lens between 16 to 35 and 70 to 200, so that's kind of just in case. 50mm f1.4 lens. I've got a GoPro Hero 5 Session, and that's going to be used for the vlog mostly. I'll probably like attach it into the car just to get some driving shots. And then this is a GoPro Hero 5 Black. Again, that's to shoot a lot of time-lapse on, but this GoPro actually shoots like long exposure photos. So if the northern lights pop off, I should, in theory, be able to get some time-lapse of the northern lights popping off with the GoPro. So that'll be super helpful as well. This is my vlogging setup minus the microphone. I vlog on this. This is the Zhiyun Crane version 1. There's a version 2 out now that's much better. And then this is the Sony a6300 video camera. Awesome vlogging camera. I absolutely love my vlogging setup once the mic's thrown on there as well. This is my drone. This is the Mavic, the DJI Mavic. And I love this drone actually. I'd been contemplating getting this. I had the Phantom 4 and I did get it for this reason. This is the Mavic like packed away. It's tiny, it can fit in your pocket almost. But then to get it ready to shoot, it's literally that fast. And it's ready. So it's just really, really handy size-wise and just getting things ready for shots. You can get shots really quick. It packs away obviously really small. These are filters for the Mavic. They're by Polar Pro, and there's NDs and polarizers and ND polarizer mixes. They're awesome filters, make the footage look great. Earlier in the vlog I said that I didn't have this thing. This is a filter holder that I lost. I don't know where I lost it even, but I bought a new one here and it's fantastic. I bought a new filter case as well, filter holder, and in here I have my filters. There's 3 Grad ND filters which look like this. You see how it's darker on the top than the bottom? But if you could only bring one filter for all of Iceland, make sure that it's a 6-stop ND. That's a 6-stop Lee Little stopper, and that'll just smooth down your photos so you can get those silky smooth long exposure photos of waterfalls, and there's like a billion waterfalls here in Iceland. And you can get like the motion on the coast that I wasn't able to do today because I didn't have the right gear. So I've got a 6-stop ND, a 10-stop ND, a 3-stop soft grad ND, a 2-stop soft grad ND, and a 3-stop hard grad ND. And so 5 filters and this foundation kit, this filter holder. And I will be using my filters almost every single shot here in Iceland, I'm assuming. GorillaPod, super handy, not only for like shooting behind the scenes vlog content, but really handy if you get somewhere in Iceland and you can't really get a proper setup because there's maybe a barrier or a fence or something. You can totally just latch this on to the fence, which is super sweet. So the GorillaPod's key. Memory is so important in Iceland because you don't want cheap memory cards because they can get damaged by weather. They can just get damaged in general, and you don't want to lose all your footage at the end of a trip. So I've got an Extreme Disc SD by SanDisk. That's 128 gigabytes. I'll use that memory card probably in my drone, almost for sure in my drone. And then I've got a 128 gigabyte SanDisk Extreme Disc as well for, I'll use this in my vlogging camera as well. And then I've got a bunch of extra like 64 gigabyte cards, also by SanDisk, packed away. These are SSDs. They kind of look like little spermies. SanDisk spermies. These are SanDisk solid state drives and they're 480 gigabytes, each one of these. So I'm going to use these to back up my footage. One will back up photos and one will back up vlog footage as the trip goes along, just so I have a backup. I also have backup batteries, 2 backup Canon batteries, 2 backup Sony batteries, backup gimbal batteries for this thing, the battery chargers. This is a towel, a microfiber towel. Don't forget this. If you're traveling to Iceland, don't forget towels. All the time it's either rainy or windy, and usually both, and you get speckles of water on your camera. And quite often you get speckles of water on your camera when you're shooting waterfalls as well, and it just ruins shots. So you want to have something like this to keep your gear dry, especially the front of your lens dry. What else is here? This is a blower in case you need to get spots off. These are sensor wipes as well that you can clean your sensor if you get sensor spots. That's all there. Oh, this bag's cool. Not the bag, but the stuff inside. Three-legged thing gave me a couple things when I was at the chicken shed the other day. And I'll show you what they are, but they're probably going to be handy. I think they are anyway. And I'm going to test them out in Iceland on future videos, so be sure to stick around for those. This is a claw. It's called the claw. And essentially what this thing does is it just grips into the ground better with your tripod, and you shouldn't get any motion if there's wind. It'll give you more stability in theory. Again, I've never tested them. They also gave me these. This is the stiletto, and that thing's crazy. It could definitely be used as a weapon. And again, it's just for stability. If you're somewhere like a black sand beach and your tripod's slipping around and moving around, you can just stab this into the ground and it should not get knocked over by anything. Even a heavy, heavy gust of wind with these in the ground, you're not going to lose your tripod. And also they gave me these spikes. These are super pointy. These would definitely take out an eye. And again, they're just to stick into the ground with your tripod to get you a little bit more stability. I was gonna say I think that's it, but I almost forgot. There's my laptop. You don't need a laptop if you're gonna back everything up all the time, but I think bring a laptop just so you have extra place to back up and you can play with images and edit as you go along. And then this is like the thing that everybody laughs at me for packing. All the time, people they laugh when they see that I pack this until I'm shooting with them in the field and then they get it. These are shower caps. It's a 3-pack of shower caps, and literally, look at this. Just a shower cap. You put it on your head, keep your hair dry in the shower if you have hair. I don't have hair, so it's gonna be used for my camera. You're out shooting in the field, you've got the tripod set up, and all of a sudden a gust of wind comes and it starts getting really rainy. You can literally just throw your shower cap on top of your camera like this and keep everything dry. And one of the really cool things about it is if it's raining or you're getting mist from like the waterfall, you can often still see through the viewfinder and still compose your shot. Don't go to Iceland without shower caps. And it might seem ridiculous, but it's an essential. So I think that's it. I don't actually think I missed anything on this packing guide. The other thing maybe I'll say is that I'm not bringing hiking shoes, but you might want to bring hiking shoes. That's probably something most people do. Again, bring water resistant or waterproof hiking shoes, as everything's wet here in Iceland. And there's like 9 days of vlogs coming up from here in Iceland as we run this travel photography workshop. So I guess that's it for this. I'm sorry, I'm sorry this has been long, but packing lists are sometimes long. And I guess I'm looking forward to Iceland. I can't even tell you how excited I am for this trip. It's gonna be amazing. And hopefully we get good light. I know we're gonna get cool locations. I know the participants are gonna be awesome. And I guess I'll see you guys on tomorrow's vlog from here in Iceland. Tomorrow we're exploring Reykjavik, meeting the group. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I guess I'll see you there. Peace.